or about a star. So you can turn
Yeah,
the camera.
I'm probably
we're live.
Hold on. I got my hair down.
Hello, and welcome to the crossover, where nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. You are warm welcome to Stats, Aggie P, Rooftop, TP, and Big TT.
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. I'm your man, Big T, alongside my tag team partners. We've got none other than the queen, the doctor, the first lady. Mama is in the house. TP, what's up?
Blessings to everyone. Blessings. Good to be here.
There you go. And then we got the man that brings the ag swag to the show. He always makes that declaration every show. Make sure everybody knows that A&T is what, Aggie P?
Aggie pride is worldwide, brother.
Worldwide.
All the way to Tokyo.
All the way to Tokyo. There you go. And then we got the man, Radar Charles, with the sunglasses on, making sure that we're in and out on time. He's monitoring us. Radar, what's up? All right, Radar, we're moving on to the bird man, the number one Eagles, well, not the number one Eagles, one of the number one Eagle fans that I know he's happy because of what they did on Sunday. Bird, what's up?
Shabbat. Hallelujah.
Oh, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Week one. This is the reaction we get in week one.
Put your money where your mouth is, Stats.
It's just the first week. I'm chilling. I am chilling. I'm watching
All right,
baseball.
and then we got our man. He's no longer intern, Isaac. He is now just straight up Stats. He's our baseball guru, and he's in the house. And we're going to let him lead off. But before we do that, I just want to let everybody know that together we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. Stats. It's time, man. Give us some talk about baseball, man. Let us know what you think about Major League Baseball.
So the pennant race went from a simmer to the stove is burning down. Both leagues, we got like 4 teams within about 3 games of a wild card or less. The more impressive thing is in the National League, or the National Log Jam, as I call it, we have in particular 4 teams within 3 games of the second wild card, and none of those teams have won more than 5 of their last 10. It's going to be an absolute slugfest to the finish. And I love it because you got the Phillies down there at the bottom. They have no business being in the playoff race. They're 72-71. They're playing the Cubs this weekend. They're going to play the Mets, who they're right ahead of this weekend. And those teams are just going to beat up on each other and put each other out the playoffs completely. Then you got the Cardinals. They're playing the Mets now. They won yesterday. And the Mets just finished up with the Yankees. A dramatic 9-11 series. Francisco Lindor complained about people whistling from the dugout. I mean, all kinds of stuff happened in that series. So the Mets, Cardinals playing now. The Cardinals play the Padres later next week. And the Cardinals are actually only half a game behind the Padres. As poorly as the Cardinals have been this season, and the Mets and the Phillies, nobody wants it. Nobody wants the second wild card. Cincinnati's losing to the Pirates right now, 3-0. So they're probably going to end up in a 3-way tie for the wild card in the National League. The combined records of teams are 19-41 in the last 10 games of all those teams, like I mentioned. Over in the American League, it's also a similar logjam. The Yankees, I call them the most bipolar team in baseball because they just don't know what to do. We'll win 13 in a row. We'll win 35 out of 46. Let's go lose 8 straight. So the Yankees, they won yesterday, a dramatic game against the Twins where they were losing by 5, had to walk it off on a walk-off single. They won that makeup game. They've got the Baltimore Orioles, who they own, and Garrett Cole's pitching, so a lot of those games. And the Red Sox have the Orioles coming up soon, too. They're playing the Mariners right now, a very important series. They lost last night. If they lose 2 more games, we might not even see Boston in 2 weeks because Boston's got to play the Yankees, and the Yankees have owned Boston as of the last month. So a lot of stuff in the air. The Mariners are right there. They're playing Kansas City after they finish with Boston. Oakland, they're 2.5 back. They're playing Kansas City. right now so they could gain. And Toronto has been on fire. And they seem to do this every September. Every time we count them out, let's just win 17 out of 19 games. Out of absolutely nowhere. Their pitching staff looks good. All of a sudden, pitchers are gelling. Everybody's hitting, getting base hits. The Yankees are just hitting home runs. And the Blue Jays are getting base hits, stealing bases, making catches. They're doing everything. So they play the Yankees in a few weeks. That is probably going to decide the first and second wild card positions because we're going to have absolute slugfest from this time until the end of the season. Everybody enjoy. The Braves, the Brewers, the Dodgers, those teams are in the National League, the American League, the Astros are in, the White Sox, they're so far ahead, they can't even see their dust anymore in the American League Central. And then you got everybody in the American League East, other than the Rays, slugging it out for a playoff position, basically. So it's going to be a thrilling finish. We will see who makes it. Honest, my prediction, I got Toronto and the Yankees in the American League. The Red Sox weren't supposed to be there. In the National League, I got the Padres barely getting in by the skin of their teeth, and I got St. Louis finding a way to get in the playoffs. And I think those teams will probably match up again. I don't believe in Cincinnati. So those are my picks for the playoffs, and we'll see how it shakes out over the next few weeks.
Okay, hey, you got to make this quick, short, to the point, all right? The 9th no last week, right? Is that a record? Is that a Major League Baseball record?
It is. It is not actually. It is actually not a record. I think there were 10 no-hitters in, I think, 1982 or 83, one of those years in the 80s. I'm not sure which one.
Okay,
but
so we're only one off.
There. If we get two more, we're going to pass the record. And it looks like we're going to because a lot of teams are going the route of using the bullpen after the 5th inning. And teams like the Brewers, they can no-hit you when they get to the bullpen. So we could see another one.
All right, last thing. Today, a record was set. Cal Ripken. It ended today. Back in 1987, you know what that is?
The 1987 record for Ripken it's got to be consecutive games played, probably.
Nope.
I imagine.
Nope, consecutive innings.
Wow.
Most consecutive innings played, 8,243. Ended today, back in 1987. Hey, Stats, appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining us. You our baseball guy.
I'll be here every week till the end of the pennant race. I promise the fans.
All right, man.
So.
All right, take it easy, Stats.
Everybody enjoy. See ya.
Hey, that was Stats, our baseball guru. Like we said, nobody knows baseball like Stats, as you can tell. All right, let's jump on into our hot topics. Hottest stories of sports may not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things that we want to talk about. And of course, we got to lead off with the king of the sports world, that is. We know the king of kings is Jesus. But the king of the sports world is NFL. Nothing tops the NFL. And as we know, the season kicked off last Thursday with that man. Who is that man? Number TB12 doing it again. Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the 44-year-old ageless wonder got it done, racking up 379 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in a 31-29 win over Dallas. But hey, Dak didn't look too bad either. 42 out of 58, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Ezekiel Elliott was shut down, though. 11 carries, 33 yards, no touchdowns. Tampa Bay was definitely shutting him down. But the thing I want to ask the Tunnel Crew, y'all, I'm sure y'all watched the game. If you didn't, you saw the highlights. 25 seconds left to go. Tom Brady and the Bucs got the ball at the Dallas 42-yard line. Brady throws a back shoulder pass to Chris Goodwin, and it looks like he pushed off and caught the pass and took the ball to the 18-yard line to set up the game-winning field goal with just seconds left. Did y'all think it was a push-off?
Of course it was. I mean, Big T, they call that both ways.
Uh-huh.
And that's just so happened in that particular play, it worked out in the offense's favor. So, yeah, it was a push-off. I mean, they do it all game.
Yeah.
I mean, only we can have cameras on every individual player.
Yeah.
You will be surprised what you will see that they get away with. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, it was a push-off.
Yeah, I agree. Anybody else?
I thought it was even Steven.
And you thought it was even Steven?
I thought because both of them was going back and forth. He just got right when that ball came. That arm came up, and then he went the other way.
Got the last push, didn't he, Radar?
So he got the last push.
He got the last push.
Well, I'm gonna agree with you know how every show has every game has a referee, a retired ref that breaks it. He said, "Hey, look to me like he pushed, extended his arm and got separation. So if I was calling it, I would have called it offensive PI. So I'm gonna have to go with the ref, you know." All right, well, hey, let's anybody else got any comments about Dallas and Tampa Bay?
Like I said, say this real quick before we move on. If you can go bell to bell 15 minutes each quarter with Tom Brady, you deserve a little of respect. Not a lot.
Not a little. Lot. Just enough, huh? Just a smidge.
Just a lot.
All right. Well, hey, so hey, Dak looked good though. That was the biggest question a lot of people had, and I think he answered the bell. Dak looked good.
He always looked good before the wheels come off.
All right, let's move on to the local Panthers. Our local team, they beat the Jets 19-14. Sam Darnold 25 out of 35 for 279 yards, a touchdown, no picks. He got revenge on his former team. But the real story of the game, was Christian McCaffrey, who had 98 yards rushing, 89 yards receiving, moving him past Walter Payton in the third place all time for the most 75 games, meaning 75 yards receiving, 75 yards rushing in a game. He's got 7 in his career now. That pushes him past Walter Payton, number 1 and number 2, Marshall Faulk and Priest Holmes, a guy that our pastor said he taught in Sunday school when he was younger. Yeah. So that's number 1 and number 2. Any thoughts on the Panthers getting their first win, kick off the new season, y'all?
I thought that it was pretty good. I mean, when I looked up, it was like 19-6 or something. I was like, they taking off this season. So I know if the quarterback change was the key. Mm-hmm. But I just knew that whatever they were doing, I was like, y'all need to continue this. Before the game, they showed Christian, and I didn't realize he was actually that small.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Tariq, which Radar gonna say something about. But I just didn't realize that until he was walking with another player inside. So I had to give it to the little guys. Yeah. But just to see the Panthers kind of bring back some excitement after some years, I really was kind of pulling for them with that. So good to see the home state to do well.
Yeah, that's right.
I ain't see that Aggie she was talking about, hooping and hollering about last week. Did he play? Did he dress out? I think I saw him in the stands beside me.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
You ain't playing?
You're not going to comment?
I'm going to leave that one alone.
You ain't playing?
Well, hey, everybody. That first segment blew by like it always does. NFL season is off to a great start, and we're going to talk more about that. On the other side of the break, you're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the Crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.insurvice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Be sure to catch this live at home edition of the show every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And you can do that by watching the entirety of the Tunnel Crew on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe once you get there. Tell all your friends about it. Catch us every Tuesday night live, 7 p.m. Then you can find us on Thursday nights, the original day and time for the original Crossover Sports Show at 7 p.m. That's the audio version, and you can listen to that version on WLJFradio.com. You can also catch that version on the WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. So every week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube, Thursday, 7 p.m. on WLJFradio.com. All right, let's get back into the hot topics. Sticking with NFL. We got to, man. It's NFL. Hey, week 1. Aggie P, you know what you always say. This is your time, man. We all love
this time of year.
We all love some football. So here we go. Chiefs, AFC champions, rallied from 14-3 down and then again 22-10 behind. The Browns had them boys on the ropes, but Patrick Mahomes got it going, and he put up 337 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown, and led the Chiefs from behind to win that game 33-29. Tyreek Hill, 11 catches for 197 yards, 1 touchdown. That dude, the cheetah, is still hard to stop. I thought Tampa Bay was going to show people, that they were going to give people the blueprint on how to stop him based on what they did to him in the big game. And no, first game, this dude almost bust out 200. Thoughts on the Chiefs, everybody?
Well, Big T, it just kind of looked like they picked up right where they left off.
Yeah.
If you can remember back, they was notorious for coming from behind.
Yep.
And it seemed like, I was watching it and I was waiting, and I got what I was waiting for. They did it again. Mahomes, Hill, playmakers. In that second half, stuff just seemed to happen for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I hope they can carry that on, throughout the season, man. I love to see it happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's no answer for Hill unless Lord forbid, I don't want him to get hurt, but
yeah.
This guy can run.
Yeah, he can. Hey, the only answer, I'm sorry, Bird, real quick. The only answer is to do what Tampa Bay did, put all that heat on Mahomes, and he don't have time to set his feet and throw it to him. Problem is everybody don't have that same personnel,
Right.
Go ahead, Bird.
And Baker Mayfield need to quit throwing the game away. That's how they would have won the game, not the defense.
No, Radar, you thinking wrong, man. See what Baker Mayfield need to do. And what Baker Mayfield need to do is sit back in the locker room and stop making them progressive commercials. That's what he need to do.
Hey, Queen.
I thought Baker played an okay game.
I did too. He made that mistake at the end, but he was under pressure. He was under pressure. Queen, what do you think about the Chiefs and that comeback?
Well, I tell you this. I just want to talk about Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
He is truly a Mahomie. I just look at him like, I'm going to tell you, I look at him as an underdog. And I know y'all saying, well, he got some years, but I'm going to tell you why. I want to see him and understand what I mean by this. I want to see him be one of the greats. I want him to be up there with a Tom Brady. I want him to be up there with Doug Williams. I want him to be up there. So, I understand with the game. I'm just looking at what happened from last year, kind of going what Aggie said, what happened to where we are now. But for me, I just want to see him progress. I want to see him be one of the greats because you know, he was really progressing to be that until last year.
Yeah.
You know, when he went against the greats. So I want to see him execute and do well.
Yeah. Hey, old TB12 ain't gonna be around forever, so he got to go home sooner or later. Hey, he got to go sit in a rocking chair sooner or later.
And Patrick Mahomes needs to learn how to throw the ball the right way, because throwing that ball off his back foot ain't gonna get him there all year. Aggie P can attest to that. Out there throwing it like he in the backyard, you know.
Hey, he have fun with the game.
That's right. That's that baseball
throwing that across his body.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love it. I love to watch him play.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, there were a number of embarrassing blowouts in week 1. The Cards smoked the Titans 38-13. Kyler Murray, little guy, had 5 total touchdowns. I think 4 passing, 1 rushing. And the linebacker, Chandler Jones, y'all see what he did? 5 sacks in the game, career high. I'm like, they were showing the highlights and they were just like, sack number 1, sack number 2, sack. And I thought they were going to stop at about 3. There's sack number 4. And then I was like, what? Sack number 5. So that was crazy. And then you had the Texans smoking Jacksonville without Deshaun Watson, 37-21. Tyrod Taylor, 291 yards. And he looked great. And even Trevor Lawrence, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he threw 3 interceptions. So that's what hurt him. And then Birdman's Eagles destroyed the Falcons 32-6, Jalen Hurts, 27 out of 35 for 264 and 3 touchdowns. Got to give them credit. But the most surprising of the embarrassing blowouts in week 1 was New Orleans ripping Green Bay to shreds. I mean, 38-3. A-Rod had only 133 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, got benched. Got benched. And Jameis Winston only threw 6 incomplete passes, 5 touchdowns, y'all, and no interceptions, 0. We know what his problem is. Remember his last year in Tampa, 35 touchdowns and 30 picks? Right. If he can stop throwing interceptions, this guy's going to be great. Out of all those embarrassing blowouts, who either impressed y'all the most or just was a total disappointment?
Can I go first?
Go ahead, man. I know you're a Green Bay guy.
Didn't I tell y'all before the season started, I said, get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Now he come in there acting like he's the cat's meow and get blown out by a breezeless Saints. Again, like I told you, cut him while it's good.
Oh, man.
Y'all think it's just game 1, but hey, this is just a sign of things to come. He's my biggest disappointment.
Wow.
You don't think he could bounce back, Radar? Green Bay?
Not even a little bit.
Radar sound like you need to be in a wheelchair pushed on out the door.
Do you think that I'm not going to use that word. Okay, let me put it like this. Do you think he didn't care about the game because of all the stuff that happened in the offseason?
I think he thought they were going to lay down for him, to be honest with you. After that first 2 series, I was like, he thought they were just going to give it to him? Nah, and they were stopping the run. So he had to throw it, and then he started like about a halftime, it looked like he just didn't care. But halfway through that first quarter, I knew he was done.
Yeah.
It was hitting.
Well, hey, now I will say this about A-Rod. He makes some good State Farm commercials. I laugh every time the State Farm commercials come on.
If nothing else.
No,
had one of the best celebrations ever with the belt thing.
I wanted to get back to your question for a moment because I have a offset question to what you was talking about, like about a person's career and all. I really want to know from the crew, what do you think about Winston? Because I just have never seen him really prosper since he's been in the NFL. Yeah. I know he was with Tampa Bay before, then he messed up, then he got traded. It's like he just can't take off. And that's in my opinion. So I wanted to get Crew's opinion with that because I just feel like his career has just never really taken flight.
Well, this is a new start for him. And he got off to a good start with 5 touchdown passes, no picks. Because like we said, his biggest problem is throwing those picks.
And he's cleaned up his.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Big T.
No, go ahead. Ray.
He's cleaned up his act ever since he's gotten to New Orleans. He
Yeah.
hadn't had any hiccups. And when he did the post-game interview, sounded like a different young man to me.
Yeah.
Totally different. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Big T.
No, you're good.
His throwing, executing.
Yeah.
And you see him being a big time quarterback to really execute those plays. Okay.
I think so. I think that now you watch, he'll come out this week and throw 5 interceptions.
Right.
I bet you're gonna play like Warren Moon from here on out. He was lighting them up. 5 TDs.
That's too high praise, man. Warren is my man. Nobody throws a prettier spot or threw a prettier spiral than Warren. You know,
he was the number 1 draft pick, Big T. Overall, he's supposed to be doing this, right? Aggie P? Overall, out of Florida State.
Yeah. Well, maybe TP. He's had a chance to sit back and really study with Drew Brees. And study defenses and realize that there's more than going out there and just throwing the ball around.
You
have to understand what you see and study the tendencies of what the team usually do on certain downs and where the open areas is going to be and all of that. Versus going out there thinking, hey, I was the man in college. I can throw this ball all over the field. Man, it's way, people don't understand, man. It's way more complex than that. And maybe he sat down and studied and became a student of the game, and it's his time. Let's just hope that that's like Big T say, if he can just stay away from those interceptions, man, he can be a great quarterback. He usually just take chances and throwing in tight windows that doesn't work out to his favor. So we will see. First game, hey, great first game. I applaud it. But we got a long season to go.
And I think Sean Payton is just as good as Andy Reid in terms of with a good quarterback or getting the most out of a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, hey, did y'all see the Monday Night Football game? It was crazy, wasn't it?
Loved it, man.
Exciting. Now, you had one. I heard somebody today. They said something new. I thought, man, I didn't think about that. They said if the overtime rules were the old rules, where any score wins, like a field goal win, then they said you wouldn't have saw all that exciting stuff that happened after they ruled that the guy was down before he went in the end zone.
Right.
Because they said the Raiders would have just trotted the field goal team out and kicked the field goal and the game would have been over from the half-yard line. But instead, they tried to go for it, false started, had moved back 5 yards, then threw an interception. Then the Ravens moved the ball down the field and gosh, why come I can't think of the quarterback? The quarterback. Jackson. Lamar Jackson fumbled the ball. And then the Raiders, had the false start on the field goal, and they bring the offense back out, and they throw another bomb for a game-winning score. You wouldn't have had none of that under the old rules because they would just kick the field goal and the game would have been over. So that's where the new rules actually do make the game more exciting. But it was a good game.
It was. That was exciting, man. I thought it was over.
I know.
When the guy, he looked like he scored, I was like, oh, that's a round way to go, Raiders.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, the Raiders have the ball.
Like what?
Yeah, very good game. Good opening Monday night game.
It was.
Man,
now, did anybody see the Eli Payton simulcast?
I missed that.
Okay, I'm telling y'all, this week, Detroit, Green Bay, watch that simulcast. That thing was funny. Now, it started off slow. At first, I was like, I don't know, this ain't going to work. But then they brought Charles Barkley in the second quarter because they said they're going to have guests. They brought him in the second quarter, and he was funny. And then they brought Ray Lewis in, and then they brought Travis Kelce in. And then in the fourth quarter, they brought Russell Wilson in. And, hey, watch it this week, y'all, because they're going to be doing it every Monday night. It was actually a lot of fun to watch. I enjoyed it.
I will.
Hey, everybody, be sure to catch this live at home edition of the Crossover every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you can do that on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe once you get there, and tell all your friends about it every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Then you can find our original crossover sports show on audio on WLJFradio.com on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And you can also catch that edition of the show on the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. When we come back, wrap up these hot topics, and then we're going to move on to our question of the day.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.insurvice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Be sure to catch this live at home version of the show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you can do that by logging on to YouTube and going to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to tell all your friends and family about it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show once you get there. That's Tuesday night at 7 p.m. live. And then on Thursday night at 7 p.m., you can catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. And that one is available on WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. And that's the audio version every Thursday night at 7 p.m. All right, a couple of quick mentions I'm going to blow through so we can get to our question of the day. But first, the Queen, social media shout outs. Thank you, Queen. Go ahead.
All right. We want to thank Miss Ann Mitchell. She says, good evening, Crossover. I enjoy the show because all of you really do your homework. Keep up the good work. Blessings to you and your family. So, Ms. Mitchell, I want to say thank you so much. We really do try to work hard to bring everybody the sports news as well as having a great time in the Lord. So I want to thank you so much for sharing and just keep on, telling people about the Crossover and just invite even more people and more friends. So we appreciate everyone. We want also appreciate our YouTube listeners and everybody on 100.7 who's listening to us at home.
Big T. I have an anonymous person who wanted to post something. They said they wanted TP and Aggie P to talk less about the Aggies. I just wanted to add that tidbit. They said they wanted to be anonymous.
Oh, they're not.
I wanted to respect their wishes.
They either Winston-Salem State or North Carolina Central person.
Anonymous, huh?
Hey, Radar, tell them to speak up.
I'll talk to him about it.
I'm
real close with him.
Hey, we just blow anonymous stuff off, man. We don't pay that no attention.
Hey, real quick, it's not respected.
Go ahead, Bird. What'd you say?
If it ain't directed, it's not respected.
Exactly. There you go. All right, real quick, college football. Oregon had an impressive win on the road at number 3 Ohio State. Man, that was Oregon. I'm a believer. I think they can do something now because when you do that, you go in the big house and win. That's pretty impressive. And hey, the ACC still looking like a joke. You had NC State losing by 2 touchdowns to Mississippi State when they were favored to win the game. Basically just got embarrassed. And then you had Miami barely squeaking by Appalachian State by 2 points. At least they saved that cat, though. You know, I don't know if y'all saw the cat hanging on for dear life, but that was hilarious. And then the most embarrassing of all the ACC teams, though, was Florida State. You know, so Florida State was ahead in the game 17-14 with seconds left, playing a Division 1AA opponent. FCS is what they're called now. In the history of Florida State football, they were 26-0 versus FCS teams. And Jacksonville State got a 59-yard bomb with no time left on the clock, juked out 2 Florida State defenders, walked in the end zone for a walk-off game winner. 20-17, Florida State loses. Another embarrassing L for the ACC. I tell you what, man. Thank goodness for Virginia and Virginia Tech, because they look like they might be able to do something, but, you know, everybody else is struggling. And then Deion Sanders took his Jackson State team against Eddie George and his Tennessee State team in the Southern Heritage Classic and beat them down 38-16. Deion is 2-0. Eddie George is 0-2 in the battle of Hall of Fame NFL players coaching HBCUs. So congratulations to those brothers for having the job. Eddie George off to an 0-2 start. So hopefully he'll get things together there before he gets fired. But that's all we got on college football for this week. Any thoughts, y'all?
Well, you rough on them coaches, Big T. Eddie George just started.
Hey, Mike Norvell from Florida State talking about this is unacceptable. It is, but you the head coach.
Right. Well, it's okay, Big T, because you know why? This Saturday, the Demon Deacons will put the knife in the heart.
Okay.
We'll finish it.
You gonna go ahead and get Norvell fired this week?
Yeah, we'll finish it.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
All right. Well, let's talk about a story that's basically gonna set up our question of the day. So Cam Newton was released. That happened last week, right before the season started. Him and his dad posted a video where he was basically talking about, it was some crazy sounding stuff, y'all. He talking about, it's the aura of Cam. This is what you get when I come to a team. You know, people want to know, why does he wear his hair like that? Why does he wear those hats? Why does he wear those clothes? Why does he dress like that? Why does he talk like that? Why he dancing all the time? And then he went on to say, I was willing to be a backup. I had no problem with that, but they didn't want Mac Jones looking over his shoulder. This is Cam's reason. They didn't want, and his dad, if you've seen the video, his dad's the hype man. Oh, this why, son? That's why, I'm like, come on, Pop, don't pump his head up and egg him on. So the question of the day is this, because Cam, a lot of people say Belichick didn't want, he missed those 5 days of practice because of COVID protocols. And that's when Mac Jones basically took over the offense, took over the team, and everybody saw how good the kid was. Cam said that wasn't it. It's not because I'm not vaccinated. It's because he wanted Mac to not have me standing over his shoulder. Question of the day is this. What is the real reason, in the Tunnel Crew's opinion? Do you agree with Cam? Or what is the real reason Cam was released by the Patriots? Is it because of the aura and everything that comes with him? He said it's his blessing and his curse, because everybody wants to know why Cam is this and why he's that. I think he sounds like he's a little full of himself. So the question of the day is, what is the real reason Cam Newton was released, in your opinion?
Go ahead, Crew. I mean, I've said it last year, the year before. Cam Newton, he's a great athlete. He was a great athlete. He always could rely on his running ability and being bigger than others. He never was accurate with the football. His accuracy was off. Okay. as you get older, he's not as fast, he's not as mobile. So you take away all the athletic stuff that he can do, and you just left with him trying to be accurate, and he's not. So the real reason from Aggie P that I think he was released is because it's time for Cam to retire.
Ooh.
I mean, he should walk. I mean, it's time to walk away.
Yeah.
You made 120-something million over the years. You got a clothing line. You got a cigar lounge. You got things going on. Focus on that. But being an athlete, it's hard for some athletes to walk away from the game because they are feeling themselves. Like you just said, he's an arrogant guy. You know, for anybody to make a statement like it's my aura and it's my hair and the way I'm dressed, that's not the question that they really are asking themselves. Why do you wear them clothes? And I'm not going to say what they really are asking themselves. I think everybody knows, but he just, it's hard for him to walk away from the game.
Yeah.
And he knows that he cannot go and play second man to somebody else on a football team. He just not that type of humble individual. He just can't do it.
Yeah.
So Big T, it was time for him to go. Belichick want to get new blood. This guy's a little bit more accurate than him. Yeah. And I think Bill Belichick is willing to give him those reps.
Yeah.
So he can learn the game and be comfortable with the speed of the game and be the next star for the Patriots.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't want to take up all the time, but I've been saying over the years, Cam was great when he was younger.
Yeah.
He always gave that threat. He can run the ball. He throw those little dump passes to the tight end. Olsen, I think his name. Every now and then he'll go downfield, but hey, his time has passed. It's time to go on.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Next.
I agree with Aggie P, but let's just be honest. This is a case of, Scam Newton. Not Cam Newton, Scam Newton. This is a case of him acting spoiled, bratty, entitled, like he's some sort of African-American version of Tom Brady. Listen, the league doesn't owe you anything. Sit down, be quiet, lay low, and play your game. Because this sounds like a bunch of foolishness to me. You talking about an aura and they did me wrong and it ain't because of no vaccination. Man, hush. With all that. I don't want to hear that. The league don't want to hear that. Your fans don't want to hear that. What it is that it's just time. It's your time to sit down and reflect on your career and reflect on yourself as not only a player, but as a person.
Queen, your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm agree with Aggie P. I feel like he is just feeling like he's trying to be relevant. That's what happened when we get towards the end of our career. We want to feel like we are relevant. We have an excuse for everything on why we do stuff because we still want to continue to stand out. But
it's not just because we're getting old, huh?
That's right. It's not just because we're getting old. Because you think about it, you don't really feel older until you wake up and things aren't the same.
Yeah.
But on the spiritual side of it, he came out saying, this is what I represent. I represent the Lord. And I just look at the downfall because if you already talking about you an aura and you got a hype man, regardless if it's your parent or not, the only hype man that we have is the Lord. And he's the one who encourages us. And we have to do things through him. And when that doesn't happen and you think you're above Christ, he has to sit you down and remind you of who you are. And that's what I see with Cam.
Preach.
That God has to remind him of who he is. He is not above God. There is no aura around you. There is only God. It is only one God. And if you do not show him or praise him through the gift and talent that he has blessed you with, then just as quick as he gave it to you, he will take it away and give it to somebody else.
And just remember, he said it's his blessing and his curse, TP. It's his blessing, the aura. Right on.
Wasn't she the one that was up there talking about how good Cam was and how he was a next generation talent.
No.
Huh?
I didn't.
And she wanted them to play in Chicago.
You must be talking about. You must be thinking about. You must be thinking about Rooftop.
No, I'm talking about when he was a free agent. You remember when
he
was
got your arms mixed up.
No, okay. Well, anyway, she thought he was a good player last year when he was about to go to Chicago and play with Tariq. But now all of a sudden he tarnished goods. He ain't no good to nobody. But
okay, that was not me. Remember who did this right here? Who did that?
Man. That's Radar.
I mean, that wasn't me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
And that wasn't me.
Throwing them darts.
So your thoughts, Radar? What you think about
that MVP year? Everybody was talking about how he was the MVP. That was a farce of an MVP season because he had 2 running backs, a tight end, 2 receivers, Steve Smith, and he was doing everything but passing. To Aggie P's point, he was running. So that's the thing. He never showed me he was a good quarterback. So that's why I was just waiting for his time to ride out anyway. Bill did him a favor.
Yeah.
And then they talking about Dollar Bill. I said, see, Dollar Bill gave y'all 1 more year to get another job with another team. You shouldn't be acting like that with that man. But again, like to your point, he got ahead of himself.
Yeah.
But I just saw it coming beforehand. I just didn't think he was that talented. I just thought it was all timing.
Yeah.
It was almost kind of like Mayweather, just the perfect type of people he was beating.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
I did say that though, Radar. I did say what you did because remember I kept saying, why is he always coming out talking about some Superman on his chest like he was bigger? So I agree with Radar in this instance. I always felt like he thought he was bigger than what he is. Yeah. I understand exactly what Aggie P is saying about the talent, but I just felt like he always thought that he was above.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna put a period on the conversation, and I'm gonna say this. So I watched the Patriots play my Dolphins on Sunday. Watched the whole game, and I'm gonna tell you, it's been a long time since I've been that frustrated watching a guy pick my defense apart. Now, he wasn't killing us with bombs or long throws, and I'm saying even with Tom Brady playing against us, this young guy in his first start knew exactly where to go with the ball every single play. There was a couple of times where he had a guy wide open and he might have missed the throw, but he went to the right guy. And then the rest of the times he was completing it. It was like he knew what our defense was doing before they did it. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with the ball. And I sat there and I said, oh, I see now why Belichick said, oh, I could move on, because this guy is the truth. And I'm concerned now because I thought, oh, Brady's gone. Yeah, the end of New England. They got a young guy in there now. He might be there 16, 17 years giving me headaches now because he's really good. That's the reason Cam got released, in my opinion. Hey, everybody, be sure to catch this live at-home edition of The Crossover each and every Thursday night at 7 p.m. here on YouTube. And you can do that on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. And once you get there, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your family and friends about it. Then catch the original Crossover Sports Show on the original day and time, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And you can find that on WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, it's time for the wrap-up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown, INSSERVICE, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the Tunnel Crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover, and it's time for the picks segment, and we'll go ahead and give the results from our last show. Birdman, Bromel, and Stats all went 3-1. They were the winners for the last 2 weeks. Congratulations, guys. The rest of the Tunnel Crew, we didn't do too bad. We all went 2-2. So we're only 1 game behind them. So, you know, not bad at all. And I would have went 3-1 if I picked with my head and not my heart. I picked Miami over Alabama. That was stupid and just stupid. Anyway,
yeah,
so
you're right.
Hey, no more of that. No more heart picks. All right, so let's look at the overall standings. I'm in first place with 115 wins. Birdman has 104. Aggie P has 102. Radar 99. Stats 97. TP 93. Bromel 85 and Orangeman 38. All right. The picks for this week look like this. We've got a combination of college football and NFL football. Number 1, Alabama at number 1, Florida. Everybody had to pick that game. You ain't getting off. You ain't getting away. You got to pick that one. Number 2, Auburn at number 10, Penn State. And then a little bit of a local flavor here, Winston-Salem State, the Rams at North Carolina Central, Eagles. And then the 49ers at the Eagles in the NFL, Saints at Panthers, and Chiefs at Ravens on Sunday Night Football. We had to pick any 3 of those other games that we wanted and the Alabama-Florida game. So we're going to go ahead and start with Aggie P. Give us your picks, sir.
Yes, sir. Alabama over Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Penn State over Auburn.
Okay.
And I give Central to win over Winston-Salem State, get them ready for the week after.
Okay.
And the 49ers over the Eagles.
All right. Birdman, give us yours.
Alabama, Saints, Chiefs, and Fly Eagles Fly.
Fly Eagles Fly. Queen, give us yours.
Mine was actually the same as Stats. Alabama, Saints, Chiefs, and something with an eagle that we're going to fry. But I do want to say this just really quick. We have another comment, and they were saying about the Cam Newton. They said that I totally agree. Cam sit up and retire gracefully.
Wow.
So, just wanted to interject that. We thank you so much for your comments and for interacting with our show on YouTube.
There you go. Hey, appreciate that, TP. All right, Radar, give us yours, sir.
All right, I got Alabama, the Saints,
mm-hmm.
the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm riding with Birdman this week.
Yeah.
Hope they don't let me down. And I'm going with the Ravens.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me read Bromel's. He picked Alabama, NC Central, the Panthers, and the 49ers. And like TP said, Stats had Alabama, Penn State, NC Central, and the Kansas City Chiefs. My picks look like this. This is not a hard pick, y'all. I am going with the head. I think Florida's going to pull the upset over Alabama this week. I got Florida, Penn State, the Saints, and the 49ers. All right, it's time for your shout out or shut up and play candidate. And we got about 2 minutes.
Oh, wow. Shout out.
I want to give a shout out to all of Guilford County Schools, all of the children, all of the teachers, and everyone who is trying to get back into the swing of things. So
yes,
I know that everybody enjoyed that short little labor break that we had, or the short break that we had, but it was well deserved. And it's a lot for kids to try to swing back into things. So just want to give a shout out to all of them.
Yeah. Next.
I shut up and play goes to Aaron Rodgers. And gave you that money. It's time for you to play ball, sir. You're not the host of Jeopardy anymore. Cut the mullet and let's play ball.
Guard on the radar.
Next.
Hey, shout out to Nick Sirianni. Round 2.
There you go. All right. Aggie P.
Man, what shout out. My shout out is to Cam Newton for thinking that he's the greatest, and we all know that he's not the greatest. I can't say shut up and play, but you know what? The Washington football team quarterback is hurt.
That's right.
The coach of the Washington football team was his old coach.
Hey,
don't be surprised. Breaking news.
Hey, he already ruled it out. He said, yeah, he's a cancer survivor. He said, because Cam ain't a vaccinated. Well, he didn't say this, but we know because Cam ain't vaccinated. He ain't taking a chance. He blasted his own team for not being vaccinated. So
that's true.
Hey, my shout out goes to my South Florida football team for winning by a combined score of 3 points last weekend. Good job, fellas.
And Cam need to give some of them bracelets to TP.
Hey, for the Queen.
Blessings.
For Birdman. For Radar.
Narrows the way.
For Aggie P.
No weapon.
I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator is there. Until next time, see you, and we might want to be you.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.